Om Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Om Ganana Tva Ganapatikam Avamahe Kavim Kavinam Upamashravastamam Jesharajam Brahmanam Brahmanaspada Anashrinvannotibisi Dasadanam Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Prano Devi Saraswati Vaje Bhirvajanivati Dhinam Avitriyavato Mahasaraswatyai Namaha Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwaraha गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः गुरुवे सर्वलोकानां विषये भवरोगिणां निधये सर्वविद्यानां श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये नमः अस्मिन् गुरुचरणारविन्दाभ्यां नमः देवीं वाचमजनयन्त देवाः तां विश्वरूपा पशवो वदन्ति सा नो मन्द्रेषु मूर्जन्दुहाना धेनुर्वागस्मानुपसुष्टदयितो व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषम् पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः शिवशक्तिसमारम्भां भास्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मश्रीनाथपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां श्रीललितामहात्रिपुरसुन्दरी समेत श्रीचन्द्रमौळीश्वराय नमः श्रीकाञ्चीकामकोठीपीठाधिपति जगद्गुरु श्रीशङ्कराचार्य श्रीचरणयोः प्रणामाः स्वस्ति श्रीमदखिलभूमण्डलालङ्कारत्रयत्रिंशत्कोटिदेवता सेवित श्रीकामाक्षी देवी सनाथ श्रीमदेकाम्बरनाथ महादेवी सनाथ श्रीहस्तिगिरिनाथ साक्षात्कार परमाधिष्ठान सत्यव्रतनामाङ्कित काञ्ची दिव्यक्षेत्रे शारदामठसुस्थितानाम् अतुलितसुधारसमाधुर्य कमलासनकामिनी धम्मिल्लसम्फुल्लमल्लिका मालिका निष्यन्तमकरन्दझरी सौवस्तिकवाङ्निकुम्भ विजृम्भणानन्दतुन्दुलिति मनीषिमण्डलानाम् अनवरताद्वैतविद्याविनोदरसिकानां निरन्तरालङ्कृतीकृतशान्तिदान्तिभूम्नां सकलभुवनचक्रप्रतिष्ठापक श्रीचक्रप्रतिष्ठा विख्यातयशोऽलङ्कृतानां निखिलपाषण्डषण्डकण्ठकोद्घाटनेन विशदीकृतवेदवेदान्तमार्ग षण्मदप्रतिष्ठापकाचार्याणां श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्यवर्य श्रीजगद्गुरु श्रीमच्छङ्करभगवत्पादाचार्याणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमच्चन्द्रशेखरेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अधिष्ठाने सिंहासनाभिषिक्त श्रीमज्जयेन्द्र सरस्वती संयमीन्द्राणाम् अन्ते वासिवर्य श्रीमच्छङ्करविजयेन्द्र सरस्वती श्रीपादानां च चरणनलिनयोः सप्रश्रयं साञ्जलिबन्धं च नमस्कुर्मः श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः. So, first and the foremost, welcome to all of you for showing such commitment despite all the busy schedules. And I truly appreciate people like Yashas and Ashwin and Manigandan who have agreed to start again from the beginning, although they had gone further ahead, finishing Rudram Chamakam Purusha Suktam and Durga Suktam, etc. It is graceful of them to admit that we'll start from the beginning. So the larger set of people, it's always fun to learn. So a few quick things. My own background, I've learned Veda probably 1974. I don't even remember now exactly. So since then, I've been chanting. Learned it in Mumbai. I'm a basically Mumbaikar. I've done many Maharudram, Atirudrams, etc. Point is, my Guru, his name, who is your Parama Guru, is Sri YDN Iyer. YDN Iyer was also a person who is going to a job, 9 to 5, running a middle class family. We are all from middle class, lower middle class family. We had many Vadyars in Mumbai. Some very senior, some okay, some rookies, as usual in any profession. But there was a younger Vadyar who was very smart. So he knew how to get clients. I'm using in a very layman's language. That is how we address clients. It's called Upadhyayam Chulva. So he knew how to manage people expectations in a metro city. There was another person, completely white beard. If he walks on the street, you will not even seriously take him seriously. Always Panjagacham, one Vastram. That's it. Flip flops, that's all he used to wear, a small bag. And the Vastram also will be beige color. So you can imagine, it's not like bleach white and ironed and starched, nothing. That is how poor he was. And when you see people like him, we judge people. We love to judge people. We don't take people seriously. We get attracted to somebody who talks smart, talks a lot. And if you're new to the spiritual line, then you will not know how to differentiate between a knowledgeable and experienced person, a very well learned Vadyar, versus somebody who has picked up the tricks of the trade and also doing it. Our journey, my guru's school, my this thing is called Vedic Sampradaya. My guru's school is called Shivalaya. It's still running. This next generation and people who are of my batch, they have all become super teachers. Then there are next batch people, they have become teachers. And the next batch people, they have become teachers. You can imagine it's a very old legacy. One day, that person with the beige color Panchakacham was sitting and crying. He must be at the time 65, 70 years old. So my guru asked him, "Ennache? If you understand Tamil, what happened?" He said, "I'm very hurt, deeply hurt." So he said, "What happened? Tell me, share with me." He says, "You know my qualification in Vedam and Samaskritam. Every day I'm told, you go and do some Tarpanam for somebody. Tarpanam is like, it's next to Sandhya Vandanam. If you know Sandhya Vandanam, next is Tarpanam, if you have to do Tarpanam. So I won't name the Vadyar. This Vadyar sends me to do Tarpanam at somebody's house. That will be like, a 10-minute job, like pizza delivery type of job. I used to bear all that insult because I need some income. I'm being addressed as, hey, Shiromani, please go and do this. I've also digested that insult. By the way, it will be very important for you to note what is Shiromani. When I was growing up, I never understood for a long time what is Shiromani. We all thought that is his name. Shiromani is a title for somebody who has done double PhD. You understand? And he was being addressed like, yo, Shiromani, just go and do it. And many things happened. And he said, I'm not able to bear it anymore. I don't know how many more years I'm going to live. What have I done in my life that I'm getting punished by God like this? And that is when my guru realized what was going on. He asked him, what can I do to help? Shiromani said, you can do nothing because this man is powerful. I'm sure most of you would have seen this in a corporate world. Many people also felt that powerful Vadyars dictate terms. They will tell you, I'll come at 8 o'clock when they will not show up till 10 o'clock. Some genuinely don't know how to manage time. Some think, let the client wait. So what? So sometimes the Shastram goes for a toss. Sometimes if you're waiting for a Vadyar to come for Shraddham, which is all very timely, long time consuming exercise, it used to affect the people who are wanting to do it. People will remain hungry, waiting. My guru said, okay, we need to do something about this to fix the monopoly. He says, I don't know what to do. So my guru gave him an idea. How about that you teach me everything you know? He says, you will do what? I said, I will teach so many people that this whole dependency that if the Vadyar doesn't show up, we don't know what to do, clueless people will end forever. Shiromani saw an opportunity that he can transfer all the knowledge to somebody and build a society where there will be students of Shiromani that are highly qualified, knowledgeable, and capable. That should shake the I don't want to use the word arrogant Vadyar, but dominant Vadyar. But I better be courteous and punctual in what I'm supposed to do. He said, I'm game, but there is only one condition. I'm not going to charge a penny for you. And you have to take a sankalpam by which you can do 4 Atirudrams in Mumbai at the same time. That is your goal. And an Atirudra means you need to have minimum 125 to 130 people chanting for 6 to 8 hours. Very highly qualified to know the paddhati of Adirudram, from not just come and chant Rudram, Chamakam Purusha Suktam, the whole procedural aspect of it. Right from threading the kalasham to setting up of the kalasham, the names of the kalasham, Ganadhyaksham, individual Ghanams. We'll get into all that stuff later. I'll teach you every nuance of the Veda. But promise me you'll do it. Is it done deal? So by token of that, Shiromani is your Paramaguru. For those of you who may not know the hierarchy, the one you are learning from, in this case me, I am the Guru. My Guru becomes your Paramaguru, who is Dr. Sri Vaidyan Iyer. Sri Vaidyan Iyer's Guru is Shiromani. He becomes the Parameshti Guru. Shiromani Vadhyar's Guru becomes Parapara Guru. That is the hierarchy. It's always important that you know the names, you know the hierarchy. That is why I gave you the reason. So, Sri Vaidyan Iyer, when he taught us, he took the same sankalpam of not charging anything and spreading the knowledge, which is what I'm doing till date. With God's grace, if you reach the level of being a teacher and you want to start spreading the knowledge, you want to be the torch bearer, most welcome. I will teach everything that I know and I have learned. Those who have been learning from me, Manikantan has been there for quite some time. Yashas's father has been learning for quite some time. They all know, if you go back to all my public videos on the channel, I give a lot of technical inputs, which is what is as per the Vedas. So if you have grown up through some other source of information that doesn't match with that, it is time that you correct your information, unlearn things that are not correct and learn what is correct. How does it matter in Solavanda? Every single aspect related to Vedam, you have to learn it the right way, number one. Number two, Vedam Lavanda, there is no remix. There is no improvisation. How do you know? I will get into that aspect of what is the procedural aspect of what to do. Second, when you are a learned Vedic scholar, you will be invited to come and chant Veda. Let's say tomorrow Badri decides, I want to do a Rudrabhishekam, Ekadas Rudrabhishekam at my home. He will say, who are all the people that know how to chant Vedam? They will invite. Put it in your life ahead forever. He is doing a favor on you to provide an opportunity and for you to come and chant. It is not the other way around, that you are doing a favor on Badri. Fundamentally, this understanding has to be there. And you go to the Varna system, the concept of that you are given the status of Brahmana and you are able to learn Vedam and chant Vedam is because you are the custodian of knowledge, practitioner of that knowledge, and you take the responsibility. I'm not going to do vacuum cleaning and I'm not going to do dishwashing and other jobs. I will have people who can do that for me. In return, those who cannot learn Vedam by either they didn't have the opportunity or God has not gifted them with that ability to learn and chant, I will be there whenever they need me for them to do puja or any spiritual activity or worship. I will always be available if I can create time to support that cause. Don't look down upon people who don't know how to chant or who don't know the procedures. That arrogance should not be there. Third, never argue with people when you sit in a group and chant. People may come from different background. They may come and tell you, you're chanting wrong, this is wrong, that is wrong. Thank you so much for your concern. I truly appreciate your concern for me. I will get it corrected from my guru. That's it. Diplomatic answer and end of story. Never get in a public debate. My guru is smarter. He is great. You are great. It defeats the whole purpose of learning. And I'm saying this for so many years. In New Jersey, we have been instrumental in many things. Money knows background. Still, I have chanted with people who don't know the ABC of why we are doing what we are doing. They don't even know that there are 11 names of Rudra Kalasham for Ekas Rudrabhishekam. They don't know that there are positions of the Kalashams defined. You and I cannot just keep the Kalashams anywhere we want. People didn't even know Panchagavyam. When you mix Panchagavyam, you have to mix it fresh. And it is not like just take something and mix it. There are proportions. You have to take a separate Sankalpa for mixing Panchagavyam. You have to invoke through mantras. So there are a lot of nuances. Take Navagraha Puja. I'm sure all of you would have seen Navagraha Puja in your life. Have you ever seen anybody putting any kind of a yantra column for each graha below the place where you're positioning the Navagraha Dhanyam and Vastram? Have you seen it? You go to Giri stores or you go to Patel here, they are the custodians of what Vastram and what Dhanyam you are going to keep where. So whatever they give, you just place and do it. Instead, a little bit of knowledge will help. That you have to draw a yantram for each graha. There are specific yantram, complex yantram, and then alternative, simpler yantram that you can quickly draw. If you cannot draw every time, you just have those blackboards in which you draw it and keep it handy and put the blackboard first, and top of it is set up the Navagraha. So these basic things make a lot of difference. What I expect from you is commitment and consistency. Like Ashwin is probably the youngest in the group. His commitment to me is going to be the longest. Vedam learning is not like another checkbox. Oh, I know how to chant Subramanya Bhujangam. I know how to chant Vishnu Sahasranamam. I'm adding this to the list. I learn for 1 year or 2 years and I'm done. I can say I'm a Vedic scholar. No. There are kids who came in shorts. They were crying when they joined me. They were crying. Literally, they were crying. That is how young of children they were. Today, they are in college. The batch prior to you, that is, I actually, by the way, Manikandan, Innikida, I changed the Google Meet kids batch. The kids delete பண்ணிட்டேன் நான். I said it's no more appropriate to call them kids. So they've been learning for almost 10 years consistently. At one time, they were doing 3 classes a week because they wanted to learn and accelerate before they went to college. Phenomenal commitment of all these kids. But take that sankalpa. I am learning it for my own good, for doing good to the society, for my own family. The more committed you are, the more I will teach. I am not saying that I am even anywhere close to the great geniuses of the world. I am a small guy in a small corner, but I am committed and creative, which means even if I travel on business, even if I am in Africa or Malaysia or wherever it is, you will see I'll be available for the class, regardless of the time there. That kind of a commitment you also should show for learning. Only then you will get it. Because Vedam, Carnatic music, Sangeetam, Bharatanatyam, these are all, you have to practice it over and over and over again to get master. It's not like you heard for 1 minute or 5 minutes and then you're a master of it. Ashwin, I hope you're paying attention. I'm giving a lot of information for you to learn. So practice is essential. To enable that practice is why I'm recording on YouTube. Otherwise, my guru would have never allowed me to do all these things. We are not supposed to use a mic. We are not supposed to record. We are not supposed to broadcast. I'm a great Vedic chanter. I'm doing all this, etc. This is only to help all of you practice. This is available on YouTube on public. Because the disadvantage of this is that there are people who learn from my YouTube videos. I don't know they are learning. They may learn properly. They may not learn properly. They may do incorrect chanting. I have no control. And if they do incorrect chanting from learning from me, I acquire all the dosha without even knowing that I'm acquiring dosha. Here, you will be able to chant and I'll be able to hear and correct you. So I have a mechanism by which we'll make that process efficient. Right? More technical details about Sanatana Dharma, what is Sandhya Vandanam, why All those questions are going to be answered where I'm launching a university, online university called Vedic Sampradaya Vidyapitha. We are going to implement a learning management system in which you will have login access, which will give you, based on your status, it will give you the appropriate access to those respective courses. And in the course, you will have PDF documents and links of video of my podcast for that particular course. Imagine, I don't think ever anybody has attempted to put full Sanatana Dharma in one website. All my life, people have asked, Westerners who are interested have asked, what is the website where I can learn Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma? It is no, always the same answer. It is too vast, too big, too complex. It means we don't know. That is the short answer. So I decided to break the myth mainly for this younger generation so that they have full access to content in a language that they can understand first. So that they can go refer like a library. Like you Google, instead of Google, you go to this website and check the actual content. Because everything that is going to be made available is reference to the source documents, not hearsay. My Perima said, my Tata said, my party said. No, that is not what is going to come there. You will have references of sections to the Vedas that will be there in the PDF. Wherever possible, it is though it is not necessary, modern day science, modern day medical journals, articles that has proved indirectly or validated our theory in Vedas are also given. So you can talk confidently. I'm not just talking of some ancient stuff that you don't want to believe. Those people who live on evidence based life, here is the evidence. Go figure it out. So it's a very unique way of approaching it. Sign up, spread the word so that more people know about it, more people join the movement. And it is not about one upmanship compared to other people. There are thousands and thousands of people doing great job related to the Dharma. Our mathas are all there for that purpose. But they are at a very different level. I am addressing the people who are afraid, who don't have access to information, who don't know where to go, people who don't know Sanskritam. I am addressing that audience. It's a very different audience, different objective. This is not about trying to prove somebody is bad, somebody is useless, etc. This is about sharing whatever I know, because I don't know how long I'll remember all these things. It is getting dumped. Nowhere it is my own interpretation. Wherever there are going to be places where it is my interpretation and you will be specifically seeing it. This is the editor's interpretation of the scriptures. You want to take it, take it. You don't want to take it, move on and learn everything else. It's a very practical, no certification, no exams, no pressure that you have to do everything in 6 months. You want to take 20, 30 years to learn it, it is up to you. You want to do it in 5 years, up to you. You want to finish it in 1 year, up to you. Right? I'm not putting pressure on myself to finish all the courses. So 9 schools are there, different schools. 4 levels are there for each school. Put together 163 courses as of today. 1500 episodes. So you can imagine, I have to shoot each of those episodes. I have to create PDF and distribute everything in multiple languages. It is a lifetime project. Anybody who wants to join the project in any form and shape, I've got volunteering form, different roles. You can choose, okay, out of these roles, I can contribute in this role. Please let me know. All those things will happen properly. So I won't go too deep into the theory in every class. I will only keep it what is important and relevant for you for this class. Rest you will get to know there. But at the end of the day, you need to know what our system is and why we are doing what we are doing. Does it make sense? So, from a timing perspective, I hope it is suitable for all of you. If it is not, then I will do a poll whenever it is required, and then we can see whether we can change the timing or the dates. It suits majority. We don't want to take a minority view. Majority we will take, and we will proceed forward. So far so good. Is that base information helpful? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now,
Yes. Thank you.
there is an assumption that all of you have got Yajñopavitam. Correct? So, Ponal Potachina, I'm assuming. I'm assuming that you're doing Nityanushrana, Trikala Sandhya Vandanam. If you are not, talk to me offline. I'll try to help you how you can get started even if you are the busiest person on planet Earth. There are ways and means by which you can do it. In our system is the only system where we will have at least five options. The most technically elaborate option, the next best, the next best, and like the fast food drive-in concept, there are also options like that, right? Drive-in, order a half an hour, 1 hour ahead, drive there, already paid, just pick your coffee or breakfast or whatever it is and go. That kind of an option is also available. It has to be learned properly and understood and implemented. So practice that. If not anything, at least do Gayatri Japam every day, because that is what is going to protect you from mistakes in chanting that you may unknowingly or knowingly commit. Ashwin, are you able to understand everything on what I'm saying? Good. Yashas, good. So do Trikala Sandhya Vandanam. Learn basics. And this is going to take time. This is a graph like a hockey stick. It will start, you will struggle so much that you will virtually be on the point of losing hope. Will I ever learn? Can I ever do it? But that once you sustain in that phase, then the graph is very accelerating. You will learn everything like this. So, what are the basics of learning? Essential discipline. Most important is hearing. So, if you ever think Vedic learning is about PDF reading, forget it. This is an oral tradition. We are breaking all the tradition to make it happen because we are in different places, we are too busy. But we should not get addicted to the PDF. That if I don't have PDF, I can't chant. Wrong. Memorize as much as possible. Every week, if you memorize it, it won't become a massive project for you. So, memorize wherever you can, whenever you can, you keep hearing the audio, even if you don't have the script. Don't worry about it. I don't have script. What is the point of listening to the audio? It is because your mind has got a subconscious state that registers everything that you hear. So when suddenly you start practicing with the script in front of you and do all the preparatory work, everything will fall in place. That is what I mean by the hockey stick learning. So commit to that. Hear, hear, hear. Be a good listener. Be a good learner by listening. Try to not rely too much on PDF, because chanting, there are techniques and rules which I will get to in a minute. Your brain can only do so much in given time, and if it is demanding so many things, I will read, I will interpret the Telugu language, akshara, matra, swara, process it and then deliver it. No, it's not going to happen. You'll make a lot of mistakes. Second, script, there could be always errors. So if you just read the script constantly, you are likely to make a lot of mistakes. Correct? So listen and listen and listen. So those of you who have filled the form, I will give you access to the shared iCloud drive. You need to have an iCloud account, which doesn't need a Google or Apple device. You just need to create an iCloud account on iCloud.com. If you have shared that in the Google form, I will give you access to the shared folder, which has got all the scripts that we have created so far. I will make sure that you have all the audio files also. You are free to download the PDF scripts. You're free to download all the audio files on your iPhone, on your iPad, wherever it is. If you're driving for an hour, play that audio and keep listening while you're driving, right? You're doing some cooking, play in the background, listen. So you'll have to do this multitasking and provide more opportunity for listening. So practice is essentially very important. And what we are learning, I will now get into the crux of Veda. So I thought of sharing it on the screen and going through it, but given the shortage of time now, I will talk through the whole thing, the highlights of it. Maybe within a week, the proofreading will be complete and I will share the PDF also, whatever I'm going to talk about today. So, do you know what is the meaning of Veda? Where is the source of this word Veda coming from? Anybody, do you know? Nobody? The word Veda means The root word of Veda is vid, V-I-D. Vid means to know. Know is different from aware. If I talk something, you have heard it, then you are aware of it. To know, you must have understood, processed the system, internalized it, and if somebody asks question, you should be able to answer and explain, or extempore, you have to be able to talk about it. Then it is knowledge. Deep knowledge, when you research and know more about it, the other aspects of it is deep knowledge. You start practicing it yourself, you will be called as an expert. So awareness is at one end, the other end is expertise. These Vedas are regarded as Shruti. Shruti means that which was heard, which means there are no authors of Vedas. I will do a high level 100,000 feet statement. Details will be in VSV, Vidyapitha, why, how, science, etc. These Vedas were heard by the rishis through their ability, and they started teaching to their students. And that is how the tradition has been for millenniums. For all of you, I will share one infographic that I've created called the Cosmic Wheel. It will tell you how we see as time, year, and so on and so forth. It will be an eye opener in case you have never heard about it. So, for as many years, Veda has been taught that way. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga. Treta Yuga is Ramayana, Ramavatara. Dwapara Yuga is Krishna Avatara. So, the time of Dwapara Yuga is a sage who realized that we have probably lost more than 60% of what was existing as Vedas until then. Lost, gone, boom. He said, at this rate, there will be nothing left. So he picked up whatever was there and he codified it into 4 different Vedas. Because it is written in Vedas that as the Yuga goes from Satya Yuga to Kali Yuga, our IQ level, our ability to understand and interpret, memorize, and capabilities, everything diminishes. So he knew there's nobody who's going to learn all the leftover 20% or 30% of the original Vedas. He codified it and he said, okay, Badri, you take Rig Veda, and Rajaraman, you take Yajur Veda, Mani, you take Sama Veda. He divided it amongst the rishis and said, okay, now you form schools, Gurukulas, and teach this thing. Just to give you one example, Samaveda had 1541 shakhas. Shakhas means chapters or schools. 1541. They are recensions, which means they're individual, like languages, separate languages. They are not dialects. They're individual languages in different style of Vedas, different Vedas. Today, what we have left is 3. Had it not been Mahapariva, it would have been 2. Thanks to Mahapariva, he saved the 3rd one. So you can imagine how much we have lost. So all this information, technical, theoretical information will come in VSV. Okay, wherever I'm going surface level, you'll get the details in VSV. So that whole thing has been passed on for ages. So what is the codification that the sage did? His name is, by the way, is called as Veda Vyasa. And in order to pay obeisance to him, we do Vyasa Puja every year. Vyasa is not the name of the sage. So I'm going to give you homework. Do Google and find out and put it in the group. What is the actual name? Like, hey, Shiromani, Veda Vyasa is given to the person who is the composer of Vedas. He is the one who codified it. That's why it's called Veda Vyasa. So, Apaurusheya is another word that you will hear. Apaurusheya means it is not, a means opposite of what it is. So, Purusheya means written by somebody. Apaurusheya means it is not written by anybody. It is heard through sages, and that is how it has been codified. So, what are the 4 Vedas? We all know. Correct. Clear? If you don't know, register it. It is there in YouTube. You will know that. God, one aspect. Whatever you have learned so far probably may not be the real definition of what is God. So that is one statement. Again, detail you will find in Vidyapita. But at a higher level, we are all got Atma, soul. So it is called Jivatma. The big boss is called Paramatma. We are a part of that Paramatma. All of us. So if it is the same part in you, in Manikantan and him, everything, where is the need for me to differentiate you and I? Meaningless. So the principle is part of him comes in a package, Amazon carton called our body. The body is a package. That's why after we pass, the soul is still intact. The soul travels. Body is burnt. You just recycle. You just put the carton back, right? Amazon cartons. That's what it is. So the key value is that Jivatma. When you do Vedic learning, you are at the first level of entrance level of attaining moksha. Moksha is liberating from the cycle of birth and death. So what step you have taken today is like you have admitted yourself in the school that will give you the path for moksha. Now it is up to you how long you want to fight, learn, and practice it and attain moksha. I have received one person in my entire 63 years who said, "Sir, all knowledge is good, but I am okay to be born again as a human being." I said, "What is the guarantee that you'll be born a human being?" He had no answer. So there are people like that also. Most people want to attain moksha and get out of this mess. So what you are going to learn is how to chant, and you will be taught rituals, how to do, like we are taught how to do achamanam, how to do puja, how to do sankalpam. That is all rituals and practices, protocols and norms. You will learn all of this stuff. Even if you master all the four Vedas, it's called the lower level knowledge. It only prepares the foundation to do the next sadhana that is important for attaining moksha. All of this I have explained in detail in my Mundaka Upanishad class for 1.5 years. You can go and watch that one by one at will. Take notes. So Vedic learning is a first step. So you learned that there are four Vedas. Okay. Next, when you say God, to realize God, you can't experience God. You have to realize God, that God is within you. You need to be learning all these things: lower level knowledge, higher level knowledge, practice, rituals, protocols, sutras, rules, everything. That is done by people like me. You have to learn from somebody in a proper way, authenticated information. Oh no, I can Google anything. Now I've got Chat GPT, I've got other AI tools. Try to create a lot of garbage on a topic. Put it on the internet, either YouTube or Vimeo or any other social media. Go to Chat GPT and ask a question, and you see what happens. So, as much as these tools are very important, they also have their own limitations, which is where the essence and my focus of VSV is going to be source information. So, you will know the original book has been pulled out and scanned and interpreted from there. So, even the swaras, aksharas, everything will be based on that. You get what I'm saying? So, coming to four different Vedas, Rig Veda is the oldest one of the four of the original foundation. Samaveda picked up from a lot of riks. It's not called mantra, it's called a rik. Om Namo Bhagavate Rudraya is a rik. So Samaveda picked up a lot of riks from Rig Veda, added a bit of their own. That is how Samaveda is built. Yajurveda did same thing, picked up from Rig Veda and Samaveda, put their own, which I will explain in every place where you will see the difference. What exists in Rig Veda, what doesn't exist, etc., etc. As and when I teach, I'll explain. So the basics you need to know. So the original thing had 1028 rigs. That's it. And for us, idol worship is relatively new, 500 plus years only. So, what were we doing all this time? Everything was based on Agni. You understand? That is why the first Rig in Rig Veda is Agnimile Purohitam Yajnasya Deva Vritvijam. That is the importance. And Agni is the sacrificial fire. Whatever we do in front of that fire is Satyam. Bhagavad Gita Satyam and all is only after the judicial system was introduced. Because you can't light a fire in a court, so they have resort to Bhagavad Gita. But this is the base. The next important aspect was Indra, Soma, Mitra, and Varuna. Surya, Vayu, and many other followed later. So, what are all the key things that you need to know in Vedic chanting? You have 6 attributes, and I'll come to that shortly. You need to have swaras. Om Namo Bhagavate. That te higher note is called Swarita. Bhagavate Rudraya Dra. Lower note, Anudata. Higher note, vertical line on top of the letter, Swarita. Lower note, Anudata, denoted by an underline. When there is no notation, it is called Udata. That is your baseline note. The way I'm talking, right? This is my baseline note. Te, Ra, Na. See the difference? Swaha. Swarita extended. Dhirga Swarita. So, this 4 swaras as the base is what is there in Krishna Yajurveda. And you're all going to learn Krishna Yajurveda. Not Rig Veda, not Shukla Yajurveda, not Samaveda. Samaveda is the most complex and it has got 7 swaras, all the 7 swaras, Sapta swaras. And that is the foundation of your Carnatic music, Bharatanatyam, everything. All fine arts, the foundation is Samaveda. So next is Yajurveda. Yajurveda is basically focused on supplying the sacrificial formulae. So if I have to translate it into a very layman's language, Rig Veda is like the R&D expert, subject matter expert. Samaveda does the same thing in a very musical note. When you hear Samaveda, it's all like listening to Carnatic music because it has got all the Saptaswaranga. Yajurvedic people were responsible for all logistics. Calculation of how many bricks, what size of homokundam, depending on what homam you do, etc., etc. So they were responsible for arranging all the summits, Dravyangal, the logistics and planning people. And more details about the roles of people in a Homa, what are their responsibilities. Like in a typical project manager, assistant project manager, developer, you have all the structure, right? Similar things you'll have here. So within Yajurveda, Shukla means white. White Yajurveda, which is predominantly popular in the north. Krishna Yajurveda is black. So there is a text called Shatapata Brahmana that gives you the differences between all these things if you want to go more deeper into all these things. So Yajurveda first lesson that you learn on the day 1 is Ishetvo Jetva Vayavasta Vayavasta. This is how it goes. Again with those 4 swaras. That's it. They don't have the 5th swara. In Samaveda, it's a Veda of melody. It is also called as Samam. and they will have to do with the calculations. The swaras they will have to put with the fingers while chanting. So it's very complex to learn and repeat. I am a Samavedi. I have not learned Samavedam much. Every time I stopped. Then I told my Vadyar, I said, I'll come to you when I can take it to the finish line. But I've learned decent amount of Samavedam. There, the first rig that you will learn is Agna Ayahi Vitaye Grinano Havyadataye. This is Samaveda chanted in Yajurveda Swaras. What I did is Samaveda chanted in Yajurveda Swaras. How much time did it take? Maybe 3 seconds. The same thing if I have to chant in Samavedam, I will chant for at least 1.5 minutes. Ognai Ayahi. That is Agna Ayahi. I will chant like that. So you can imagine. But beautiful to hear. If ever a Samavedi comes to your home and chants Samavedam or in any of your event, you can consider it is God's special blessing for you. Even among the Vedic scholars themselves, they know the importance of a Samavedian. And for those of you who need some references, go to the crux when Arjuna receives the knowledge from Sri Krishna in the Vishwarupam. He will say, of all the Vedas, I am Samaveda. So that can give you the importance of that Veda. Atharva Veda gathers mainly all the mantras that are related to healing, medicine, protection, and practical concerns of daily life. So it's more on the medicinal side of it, besides some philosophical hymns. So Atharva Veda line, most of you would not have even heard. Ye trishatta pariyanti vishwarupani vibratah. Correct? You would have never heard of this. That's Atharva Veda. Another example is you would have heard Shukla Yajurveda and Krishna Yajurveda difference I'm trying to give you. Bhadram karne vishrunuyama devaha Bhadram pashyeti makshabhiryajatraha Stirairangaistuštuvagam sastanobhi. Have you heard of this? If you have not, try to hear that over and over again. This is a Shanti mantra. In Vedam, our principle in Sanatana Dharma is you start with prayer for Shanti, you end with Shanti. Om Shanti, Shanti. That Shanti is very, very important. And it is not Shanti for yourself. If you are happy, but your wife is not happy, kids are not happy, you're not going to be happy. Net. Let us accept it. So you want happiness and peace for everybody within you, where you're staying, within your family. Your house is happy, neighbor is not happy, it's not going to work. So apply that logic. If the whole world is not happy, you are still not going to be happy. So Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam, we're all one family. Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu is the first line that you will hear after the puja is done. Vadyar will say Sarve Sukhino Bhavantu. So we start with prayer for peace for everybody. So the significance of Shanti Mantra is you start with Shanti Mantra, you end with Shanti Mantra. So if you want to chant Ganapati Atharva Sirsham, you'll start with Bhadram Karnevi, end with Bhadram Karnevi. Got it? But the same thing, if you have paid attention, if any of you have got exposed to North India, recall your attendance there. Any puja, they'll start with like this. Bhadram Varne Vishrunuyama Deva Bhadram Pashyeti Makshabhirya Jatra Sthirairangai Suštuvagum Zastanuvi Vyasheva Deva Hitam Yadayuh Swastina Indro Vriddashrava Swastina Pusha Vishwaveda Swastina Staksho Arishtanemi. You see the difference? Same mantras, different swaras. And if you are not knowledgeable, you will think that, oh, this man is chanting Vedam, is making a mess out of it. Don't do that. Knowledge is important. So same Agna Ayahi in Samaveda, Kauthuma Shaka will be different, Jaimini Shaka will be different, the swaras will be different, the way this chant is different. So when you apply this to everything, Rudram is also called Namakam, is got the highest status within the Vedic sections for a reason. It is all about praising Lord Shiva to the core. He's the most aggressive, most ugram, but the fastest and easiest to please, and the most powerful to bless you with many things. So obviously we latch on to that program. All other Bhagwans, will take care of you on a weekly day, once in a day, but this man, I will make sure that he is pleased and happy. Nothing wrong with that. We are humans, we are not God, so that is how we are going to be. So far so good. Different types of Vedas, different swaras, you are getting an idea. It is essential for this foundation so that you know what you're doing, why you're doing. And when you sit across different people, what are the backgrounds? And if you're participating as a Ritvik in a puja, if you don't know the basics, you're going to be embarrassed, or you're going to cause embarrassment for the host or the Acharya, Pradhana Acharya. Pradhana Acharya is the project manager for that project on that day. He's the boss. Don't question him or her at that time. So, having said this, in the next class, I will go to the basics of how many notations you need to know, which are related to more of Sanskrit, Devanagari script. What is Visarga? What is Avagraha? What is Visarga Sandhi? What is the importance of Avagraha? What is Matra? I'm giving you the keywords. If you want to Google up and be ready for the next class so that you can absorb more, be prepared. What is the Matra? What is Chandaha? How many Chandas are there?
You just have 2 minutes enough for that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. All those things I'll get straight into the first 10 minutes. Next class. Make sure you don't miss it. Revise whatever is there in YouTube today. By next class, you'll also have the documents. You can prepare yourself with my own document of Vedic Sampradaya. And last point, nobody is going to judge anybody in my class. Somebody may be very slow to learn. Somebody may be too fast. No judgment. Nobody is going to laugh at the other person. Nobody is going to put peer pressure. You stay focused in your lane. Just like you drive on a turnpike, right? You are sitting in your car, responsible for your car, and you're worried about making sure that you don't cause an accident for yourself or for somebody else. Leave rest of the people to do that. My job is to manage that there are no accidents. Some I may say openly in the class, some I may take it offline. I have my own methods. Some mistakes I will pick, some I may ignore. It means I'm not biased. By learning method and teaching method, I sensitize that. Okay. With that, we stop. I will give you some more introduction of how the classes will be structured and how you can learn. But thank you for your time and attention. God bless you for the decision you have taken. May God fulfill all your desires and wishes. That's what I would say. All right. Shri Guru Bhyo Namaha. Yeah, feel free to give your feedback in the WhatsApp group. What you felt today, feel free to give the feedback, and we'll take. And I'm a very adaptive guy. I can change the method of teaching, depth, etc. I can adapt, no problem at all. Okay, ba?
Thank you.
Right. Take care. Bye.
Thanks.